Hi, I'm Mrs. Crabtree from Homeschool Holiday, and I'm here to give you a little bit of history about the hamburger. You might be familiar with a hamburger and think, I know all about the hamburger and where the hamburger comes from. Hamburger comes from Hamburg, Germany. Well, you're not wrong, but there's more to the story than that. The hamburger is considered just as American as apple pie, but they didn't originate in America. A beef patty, what the hamburger actually is a worldwide food, and the beef patty is centuries old. There's a cookbook from ancient Rome, the 4th or the 5th century, that's said to contain a recipe for minced beef that had pine nuts and some fish sauce, white wine, and pepper, probably some other seasonings. And they formed this beef mixture into a patty and cooked it. That's the oldest record known of a kind of hamburger. The only thing missing from this beef patty burger was a bun. In the time of the great Mongol warrior Genghis Khan, he gave his soldiers the finest steaks of the time, but he didn't give them the time to eat them. They had to keep moving. So, what his soldiers did is they put their steaks under their saddles, and the friction and the heat from riding all day softened the steaks and cooked them enough so they could be edible. It turns out there were some travelers who traveled and they learned of the way of cooking steaks the way the Mongols did. And by the 1700s, this minced steak invented by those warriors found its way to, you guessed it, Hamburg, Germany. Only the Germans changed it up a little. To their minced steak, they added onions and capers. They cooked them by either frying or broiling them. And this is the invention you know called the Hamburg steak. By the 1800s, the Oxford Dictionary had an entry for the term Hamburg steak, and it defines it as salted beef. In 1836, if you went to a restaurant in New York and you had 10 cents, you could order a Hamburg steak. At the time, that was the highest priced item on the menu. In the 1840s, this invention changed the future of hamburger as we know it. It's the meat grinder. In 1855, the American version of the hamburger was sold at a fair in Wisconsin. This is not a hamburger like you're thinking at all. This clever salesman put a meatball or two on bread so that the customers could carry it away conveniently. Basically, the meatball sandwich and the hamburger are cousins. Another fair, this time in 1885. Two brothers are selling pork sandwiches, and they ran out of pork. Go figure. Instead of killing more pigs, their butcher suggested they use ground beef. So they did. It still isn't quite a hamburger. It's more like a sloppy Joe. From this point in history, there are many claims on inventing the hamburger. If you'd like to find out more and who invented the hamburger, I encourage you to check out the Homeschool Holiday blog. Or, if you want the full-length video on the origin of hamburger history, you can get that inside our Homeschool Holiday product, History of the Hamburger, and it comes with a fast food timeline activity for you to learn. If you're interested in celebrating hamburger holidays, we've got a few of those for you as well. May 28th is National Hamburger Day. July 28th is Hamburger Day. That one celebrates when one particular person in history is said to have sold the very first hamburger in America. September 15th is Double Cheeseburger Day, and September 18th is National Cheeseburger Day. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you'll join us again for another Homeschool Holiday.